Can you close? I didn't know you needed to be in here, so
I'm getting out. I'm getting the fucking thing, and I'm grabbing myself a yogurt.
Well, I'm live, so. All right, can you guys hear me now? Is there somebody here? I had to restart this. Craig, what's up, man? Can you tell me if there's an echo still? I'm not sure why there was one at first. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. 100. Does that mean it's fixed? No echo? Hopefully we get the people back in here. I don't know, but sorry that happened. Have no idea why. Everything's the same. No echo. Fixed. Sound is good. Awesome. Let's go. So thank you for the people that said restart it. I don't know. Technology, it happens. I had no other tabs open. But all right. So oh, thanks for coming back. Thanks for bearing with us. We'll get this show going. We took the first caller. So real quick, if you guys are here, you know what we do. We do live call-in show. I have my number. I'm going to put it in the live chat right now. We'll start taking phone calls in just a minute or two. You could call in. The topics are top dasher versus cherry picker. Which one are you? If you're a top dasher, call in. Also, school starting back up. How is that going to affect your gig work? And then any other gig related things you want to talk about. Okay. So whoever this caller is, I'm going to take your call. Call back in 30 seconds. Let me get this number up. Really hate that happened to us. That's the number right there. So go ahead and call in, and we're going to take this call right here. Oh, Lord. All right, you are live with Pedro Dora Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Hey, Pedro, it's Gig Cleveland. How you doing, man?
Gig Cleveland, what's up, man? Thanks for calling back. Sorry it took so long.
No, it's okay. If you're getting an issue with your stream, that's why I just wanted to call you back, because I wanted to talk about your topic about top dasher versus cherry pickers.
Absolutely. Thank you for talking about a topic. So let's, can I get your perspective on it?
So you can make a lot of money being a top dasher. You can make a lot of money being a cherry picker. There's different variables to it. So if you're a top dasher, yeah, you can make a lot of money because you get good orders. You get the low ball orders, like we say, or the Kobe.
Yes,
but,
yes.
You're going to put more miles and you're going to run your car into the ground eventually. And now, let me give you an example. I was a top dasher in May. That was my first full-time month doing this. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I had a 78% acceptance rate. You know, I made $1,200, $1,300 a week. I put about 2,300 miles on my car a month. Mm-hmm. This month, I'm on basically 2,300 miles, 23 miles, I wish, 2,300 miles. In May, for the full month of May, I put almost 4,000 miles. So that gives you a different perspective. So you can make the same amount of money, but it's really not because of the wear and tear of your vehicle.
Yes, and that adds up big time. Big time.
Yeah, so I mean, top dashers, I think that's kind of like an introductory program to get to people to get them. I'm not saying it's like a program where they get them addicted, but it kind of gets, I guess it's easy. Oh, I'm making great money, and then after a month, they make it's kind of like a game. Like they make it harder and harder and harder. That's the thing about like you're talking about with like accept every order challenges, things like that, or. Shipped. I do Shipt, which is a little bit different. It's going to do delivery only, and they'll have challenges that are actually decent. Like you do 7 orders that are not like promo orders, you get $50.
Mm-hmm.
Each order is $13 to $15. So yeah, it's worth it because even if you don't get a tip and it's only like say a $10 or $13 order, you're going to make up for that when you get that $50.
Yeah, good. That's a really good point. Now, do you think that? I think you bring up some interesting points. I think you can make money as a top dasher depending on market and stuff. Because even if you're top dasher, you're gonna get some good ones in there, right? They're not all going to be bad, but you are probably going to be putting more miles on your car, so there's more depreciation and wear and tear. Also, you're probably going to spend more in gas, and you might also have the more headaches because you're delivering to people that might not tip, and they tend to sometimes be more demanding or whatnot, or you're going to merchants you might not like because you're accepting more orders. You're not able to cipher through the places that have long wait times or whatnot. Also, let me ask you a question. Do you, Gig Cleveland, do you think that, so as you become a new dasher, right, and you're doing it for just a couple months or whatever, a few weeks, and it talks to you, maybe you get an email telling you the incentives of Top Dasher. Then you get, you see your ratings and you get scared by that red, right? So if you're below a certain threshold, your acceptance rate turns red and everything else is probably green, maybe yellow, but probably green. You see the red, you almost feel like you're doing something bad. Do you think there's a psychology behind that as well?
To people that are ill-informed, yes.
Yeah.
But I do my homework. Okay,
yeah.
I've watched you since you've had 2,000 subscribers. I've watched, Hannibal's Hungry, Chad the Gig Economist, or Gig 2, whatever his name is. Yeah, I've watched all of them.
Yeah.
I do my homework, and I prepare for what's going to happen. Because we're all an echo to each other. And we are like Kim's side money plans, like whoever it is.
Yep.
All those people are in the same space that are doing it full time, or people are doing it on the side. So I think if you're ill-informed, meaning that you're not preparing, you're just doing it like, say, part-time, or you're not really watching YouTube, or you're not watching the community, you might get a little intimidated by that.
Yeah. I think that's a really good point. I also think, to piggyback on that, and then I'll take the next call, but I think that most people that do gig work aren't going to be on YouTube. We are in the extreme minority of people trying to get information, trying to learn, trying to make the most money per day, right? And to be informed and be in the now of what's going on in the gig economy. But most people that are doing this work, they're not on YouTube getting these tips, right? Or they're just, it's not important to them because they just do it a few days a week. So I think that's a good point as well. I want to hear from more people that are top dashers or that have been, so we can get that perspective. Because I think we just tend to dismiss them 100% of the time and like, oh, they're idiots. And I don't think that's always the case, but I think you made some really good points, man. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, Pedro, take care, man. Take care. Have a good one.
Talk to you next week, man. Thank you.
All right, see you around, man. Bye-bye.
All right, you are live with Pedro, DoorDash Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
The Mad Dasher.
Mad Dasher, what's up, brother? How are you, man?
Good.
So let's chat. Let's chat. I saw your message earlier. If you want to talk to the people about what you got going on.
I posted another video this week, just an update, and it was actually about your live. So it's weird that you had this sound issue. I actually want to talk about that Top Dasher because when we talked back, I think it was in May. That was my goal, was to be Top Dasher in May in Indy.
Yep, I remember that.
The month of Indy is, or the month of May in Indy is influx of population.
And
I had set out to go out and make $20 an hour with the 75% approval rate. And the last guy that called in was right. It's a lot of miles, but you can play the system to get you to. If you take long distance orders, it'll keep sending them to you. And you just get on a roll. So that's the only thing you're getting, because the other dashers in your zone aren't taking these long distance orders. And they'll just send it to you back to back because it's wanting to get rid of them without having to increase the base pay. So you can just get on a roll. And sometimes I was making $30 plus an hour, but then peak dinner goes away. And I had to get 100. I dash part time, so this is all dinner dashing mostly.
Right.
But so I'd have to stay out past peak, and then but I'd still average. 1 week was 17, and the other one was 17.50. And I could have done better if I'd had more peak time to dash and only peak during peak times. And we spoke in May. They gave me an extra month. The next month, and I wanted to do research on what the differences were.
Right.
I was going to postpone my channel for another month just to know how I could operate with these long distance high tipping orders without the Top Dasher. So I'll let you speak for a minute and see what you think about that.
So I think you bring up a good point. And so for those of you that don't know, plug the exact name of your channel one more time, just before I talk my piece. Go ahead. What's the channel name again?
It is Mad Dash Road Trip Cash.
Got it. Okay. Mad Dash for Road Trip Cash. And we have met each other. He came to St. Louis. He was driving through with his family, and I was really honored to meet you. It was really fun, man. I hope we get to do that again. And so you're talking about, I know that you wanted to know your market specifically. Is there a benefit of being a top dasher versus not? And you were able to do the work to understand, okay, this is my market. I want to see which is better, see what kind of orders they send me, see which one I can make more money with. And I respect that you can actually put the footwork in to do it. I think, I can't be one because I don't have to be able to, I don't have to schedule. I can dash anytime I want. And I'm also doing it full time. So somebody like you doing it part time, your situation is different. I'm full time. I can kind of do it when I want, as many days as I want. I can take whatever days off I want. And I know in my market, I can hit the dash now button 99.9% of the time. And I can rely on that to where I can just make the money when I want and not have to worry about the schedule. And I think that's a big perk of a top dasher from my understanding, right? And I also think with your channel, you wanted to be able to either celebrate or not celebrate those differences. That you wanted to have a little bit of clout of saying, I did it. This is what happened to me. I did it for a month. I did it for 2 months. This is my experience. So I think that's good because I don't see anybody really doing that. Right.
Right. I was analyzing them and running my algorithms the same way they were.
Right.
I mean? Right. Looking for patterns.
Right. And I think that for me, I've been doing this so long, not being a top dasher. And I guess when I first started, technically everybody's a top dasher, right? Because your percentage is 100 and it takes you a while to get below 70. But when I remember when I first started, I got into like the 50%. And I was like, ooh, that's low. And I didn't know like that it didn't matter necessarily. And I wasn't sure if it sends you better ones or not until I heard from other people. And that's like with anything, I guess. And I would get worried, like, oh, do I need to accept more? Do I not? And then I got to the point where somebody told me, hey, acceptance rate doesn't matter. And I said, okay, well, then I'm not going to take a $4 going 5 miles. I'm just not going to do it. And I stopped doing that. And whereas before I was doing it. And for me, I'm able to make what I want to make, ciphering through what I call the Kobe Bryant orders, and I'm able to cipher through, and I've gotten down to 0% multiple times, and they still, I got down to 0, and then like the next order was $12 for a mile, and I was like, okay, that's fantastic. Like, does the algorithm really know? Like, they know percentage, but do they really reward the top dasher? I don't know. I think there's a lot of people, and that's why I wanted to talk about this and have a dialogue, because I think there's a lot of people that are on both sides of the fence, because I think there are some top dashers that make good money, or at least for them, that's good money for their situation. And everybody else looks at it like, oh, well, why are you taking the $3, $4 order? So I think it's an interesting conversation. And for me, I just couldn't be one now because I'm just so used to not being one, if you know what I mean.
Well, obviously, as you spoke, I've been to your zone, and you got an awesome market.
Yeah, I do. I'm so lucky, and I've said it, I think that I know my zone's really good. I'm blessed. I'm lucky. I know I complain about all the bad orders. I just have so much quantity that, yeah, I might have to go through 10 orders in a row before I get a good one, but eventually I'll kind of get on a roll. But yeah, I'm blessed. My market is very, very, very good, very dense.
Yeah, I don't know, in New York they call them like brownstones, but they have stoops. You have a lot of houses that just have those front stairs that are stoops.
Oh, man.
And they're really close together, a really dense market.
Very dense. And I would say probably 80% of my deliveries are in those kind of homes, like the neighborhood that we met. It's right in those areas. You got to go up maybe 5 steps. Maybe the next house, it's like 5 steps and another set of 5 steps, but it's very easy. We have apartments and things, but there's not a lot of driving through like subdivisions and like long, windy roads. I don't really have a lot of that. So that's why for me, I need to take ones that are really short trips. Miles to money makes sense. But I think, to your point, you got to know your market and be able to take a little bit of chances here and there and see what works for you and not necessarily worry about what the next guy's doing. Because if you're able to meet your goals, that's what's important, right?
Right. Yeah, and the video I put out today, I think this morning, I'm so busy. But, it was a lot to do with your live chats and our relationship and stuff like that. But you'll see, once I get my channel going, your zone would be a lunch zone for me. Because it is, and I call it just the $5 holler. You can make good money off $5 tips. So,
absolutely.
If the economy was to slow down or something, you would benefit by doing the $5 holler as opposed to chasing the big tips. I can get dispatch. I call it dispatch. I get DoorDash sending me high tipping orders as long as I'm willing to drive the miles. Yeah. And if other dashers in my zone are not driving the miles, I can just rip it. I'll be $30 an hour, but then it slows down.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good point. I think my average tip is probably $5 or $6 on average. And I think that's a great tip for food delivery. Going a couple miles, I'll take that $7, $8 order every day of the week. And I even do sometimes. I do a lot of $3 tips, meaning the payouts $5 or $6. But if it's going a mile or two, I do those as well because I can burn and turn those, and they're really quick. I don't mind those. And every once in a while, I'll do a $10, $12 order going 7 miles because I look at it and I might say, you know what, there's probably more of a tip there, and most of the time there is. And depending on the time of the day and how my day is going, I'll do that. I'll do 7 miles for $14. I'll do that as well. But yeah, hey, I appreciate you calling in. I'm gonna check out your video as soon as the live's over, and I'll put a link in this description to your channel as well after we're done.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to start putting out more content.
Absolutely, man. I'll support you 100%, my friend.
Yeah. All right, man.
Talk to you later, brother. All right, you too, man.
Bye.
All right, you are live with Pedro Dora Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Hi, Pedro. It's Kim from Kim's Side Money Plans. How are you?
Good, Kim. Hey, I saw the area code and I thought it might have been you. I'm very happy you called in. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just going to kind of weigh in on the whole cherry picker, top jacker subject just because, I am such a huge cherry picker. And when I really first started, I started just on DoorDash. And I was a top dasher and I wasn't making nearly what I was making now. So I'm such an advocate for cherry picking. I mean, I understand that, top dashers, there are some areas, and I'm very fortunate of the area that I'm in. But for me, cherry picking is such a key for me to making what I make on a daily basis that I don't see top dasher being in my future anytime soon.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And I think our demographic might be a little different, but I think our areas are probably pretty similar as far as business, and like the amount of orders that me and you see in an hour are probably pretty close. What is your acceptance rate, if you don't mind sharing with the people?
No, absolutely. Right now on DoorDash, I'm at 12%.
Okay.
And on my Uber Eats is higher just because I take a lot more Uber Eats orders than I do DoorDash. My Uber Eats is at 40%. And I'll be honest, I don't know what Grubhub is off the top of my head. But those are the main apps, so I can mainly pay attention to those. But it's me just cherry picking through kind of the crap, so to speak, is just really the key to what I keep doing and getting the dollar amounts that I'm doing in my area.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. And I think that for me, I'm at 25% on both right now. And I get DoorDash is king in my market of St. Louis, and Uber, I don't get as many offers, but I still get bad ones, but I still get good ones. But I feel like with Uber, what I'm learning is the tips are generally a little bit higher per order by $3 or $4 versus DoorDash. So I like that. And I like the way the app works. It's just a little more user friendly. But yeah, I'm at 25% with both of them. So I think if you combine your 40 and your 12, where, the amount of orders we probably do within an hour is probably really similar. Do you drive? What's the average you think that each trip is for you, as far as miles per order that you do in your market?
See, it's kind of hard just because I'm an advocate really for taking longer distance along with shorter distances. I really don't mind doing the longer distances if the money is right. I mean, if I'm going to get paid $25 to do a stacked order for Uber, and it's going to take me an hour, I'm still trying to make my $25 an hour. So, I'm going to take that order. So, I'll say on average, you know, when you average everything out, it's between 5-ish miles.
Okay.
Maybe but that's probably my average.
Yeah, that's good to know. And I think you're probably, do you find yourself, Kim, do you do highways a lot, or are you mostly on roads, or do you do both?
Mostly roads.
Yeah.
Just because I have a lot of back roading to do around my area. I will say, and this is really key in my area, and I found this out a lot, that if I take like the New Jersey Parkway, which is a really major highway in New Jersey, that, you know, it's sometimes quicker to take longer distances because you're going 65, 70 miles an hour to get to like 2 more exits.
Yeah.
And it could be a 15-minute order, which then it would be totally worth it. And you really don't really care about the miles versus, you know, something that might be a shorter distance, but it's going to take you forever because you're going to take a country back road to get there. Yeah,
absolutely. I do. I like the highways sometimes. And I have a lot of highways, like 4 major highways in my zones. And if I see on that map, and I would challenge a lot of the people watching, if you could zoom in on that DoorDash app, especially, and see that, you know, if it's a 7-mile offer, but 4 of the miles or 5 of the miles are the highway and it's not rush hour, take it, because you're going to be able to accomplish that a lot quicker than you can sometimes a 2 or 3 mile order. And you're in the major cities hitting stop signs, stoplights, traffic. I mean, I like the highways. Plus, it's a lot easier on your car, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, it totally is. Just real quick, going back to like the whole tipping with Uber, and I think we talked about this before, that, you know, when you look at it from a customer's perspective, and sometimes from Uber, you know, Uber automatically starts everybody's tipping at 15%, and then it kind of goes up from there. So that's their suggested automatically tipping. You know, I actually just did an order for DoorDash, I think it was this week, and it started at 10%. So right there, like, you know, all that, you know, the best difference between both companies from a customer's perspective is, wow, it's a really big difference. And that's why I think you see some of the bigger orders coming on Uber and the bigger tippers coming from Uber, because they really, to me, truly care about what people are tipping their drivers.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think people like you and I, we're doing 20, 25 deliveries a day, right? And each order on Uber is $3, $4 more or 5% more. That adds up over the course of a week, right? Like that's an extra couple $100 just from difference. And that really begins to add up. So great points, Kim. I always appreciate you calling in and shedding some light for somebody. I know you're out there doing it, grinding. I call you the #1 gig hustler on the platform, you and Flex. Okay. You guys make great money. You're out there hustling a lot, and I really respect you for that. So thanks, Kim.
Thanks, Pedro. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Great call. Oh, I missed that one. So keep calling in, guys. So we're the topics of the night. Also, I'm going to give out my 3 shout outs because this is the second try on this live stream. The first one, the audio was bad. I do 3 shout outs to channels every week. Rideshare Lisa. Check out her channel. Rideshare Lisa. The other one was Dash Theory TV. For those of you that missed the first round, Dash Theory TV. And the other one was, Dean is Dashing. DEAN is Dashing. Those are my 3 shout outs for the week. Check out those channels. I don't ask you to subscribe, but I ask you to go check them out. Watch a video or 2. If you like them, then you subscribe to them. These people all offer something different to the gig space than myself. And I want to be able to share the love and show them a little bit of appreciation for the different content they're giving out. Okay. So we are ready to take another caller. The topic of the night is top dasher versus cherry picker. What are the benefits? Can one make more than the other? If you're a top dasher, please call in. No shame. I want to learn, right? In the comments, be nice, because I think we give top dashers a lot of crap. I know I do sometimes. I'll be the first to admit it. I say, oh, man, who's taking these clown orders? What's going on? You can do better, right? But even if you're not, you can call in and we can talk about why we think one's better than the other, okay? Also, school starting back up. How is that going to affect your dashing? Are you going to be doing it more? Are you going to be doing it less? Is your market going to be busier? Are you in an area where there's a few colleges and you're going to be taking those kind of orders? Historically, sometimes the tips are not great on those. Also, sometimes around colleges, those merchants can be super busy, long waits. We can talk about that as well. Plus, anything else you guys want to get into, it's an open forum, unedited live phone calls. So while we're waiting on the next call, let's see who we have in the chat. Gig Lebowski in the house. What up, brother? We got Matt, Rideshare Lisa in the house. So Rideshare, I saw your video, and each week I give 3 shout outs to channels that I think deserve them. And I saw that you were doing a GoFundMe for somebody. I don't have all the information, but that's why I wanted to funnel people to your channel and they can check it out. Brandon, what's up, man? Should I call? Anybody can call. Please call. The number is 526-6232. Julie in the house. We got Donna, Julie, again, Sweet Baby James, Street Ministry. All right, let's take this call right here. We got Dayton, Ohio in the house. Oh, I think I hit hang up. Oh, man. It's amateur hour tonight, guys. I don't know what's going on. I have bad audio. No echo no more. Yeah, Mo Dasher, thank you for coming back, man. I think it was weird. Roy will be Roy's in the house. Hold up. We'll get you. Hold on. What is going on with my phone tonight, man? Call back. I don't know what's going on. So we got Girl to Life in Gig Life. What up? Ryan, Shags Katz, Coaster Venture, Roxy, Chuck L, Matt. Again, I see some familiar names, guys. Thank you very much. I got X Tricks, Craig. Yeah, Brandon is a young man I consider a friend of mine. He is a bright young guy. He's getting into photography. I've met him. Love from Dayton. No love for Dayton. No, there's love. I hit the wrong button. Call back, guys. I'll get it right this time. I promise. See who else we got in here. Okay, Pedro, I'm going to get DoorDash Dad to do a video tutorial on. Roy, you wild, bro. Dash Theory just got here. Glad to see you on. Dash Theory, I just gave your channel a shout out. I don't know if you saw it. I do shout outs to channels, 3 channels a week. I just gave your channel a shout out. So hopefully you get some people coming your way, checking out your content. The Driven Dad, what's up, man? Good evening. Cipro 33. I think you were the one that sent me the Nostradamus fan art. Was that you? I think it was. Let me know in the comments. Mike, what up? All right, here we go. You are live with Pedro Dordes Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Hey, how's it going? It's Pelly.
I'm sorry, say it again.
It's Pelly.
Telly, how are you, my friend? What would you like to talk about?
Hey, how's it going? I'd like to talk about the Top Dasher program versus the cherry picking.
Okay, let's get into it. Let's talk.
Yeah, see, the thing is that my opinion, right, if you have multiple apps open, there is no need for somebody to have Top Dasher.
Okay.
Like, even if your market is oversaturated, right, you could still, let's say if Uber and Grubhub is popping off, you could easily substitute in DoorDash sometimes, you know?
So you're saying, what I heard you say in the beginning of that, for anybody that might have missed it, is if you've got multiple apps, there's no reason to be a Top Dasher. Is that your opinion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the thing is, it's like you're really not missing out on small orders, because the thing is, a majority, like in my market, right, majority orders are just terrible, man. Just 5, 6, and then like out of like, let's say 50 to 60, there's like that one good one, you know? It's just like, and I'm like, it's like if I'm rejecting those, they're 100% like things, because the thing is, it's like I see people taking these small shitty orders just for the. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead, man. You're good.
Like it's just like people don't like. It feels like the other day, for instance, right? There was this new Dasher, and then we were talking. It was like we were picking up the same order, like we were picking up in the same place, and I told him, right. He's like, I just made like $50 in 2 hours. I'm like, it's fantastic. I was like, I'm like, but do you have multiple apps running? He's like, no. I'm like, that's fucking weird. How does he have that multiple apps? And the thing is, it's like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, you know?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, and you know, if you're in a market, if you got multiple apps and you're in a market that's busy enough, you know, you got to be patient. I always talk about being patient, you know, and there are times if it's like the last time I dashed was on Friday night. So I was getting like $7 orders going 3 miles, right? Not a bad order, but it was like 6 o'clock. I'm like, I can do better in my market. I can do better than 7 and 3, because I wanted to keep in a small area, you know? And I said, I don't want to take the Wingstop order for $7.25 going 3 miles, because it might take me a little while. And you got to be willing to decline. Be patient, you know, sitting in your car for 5 minutes, going through the trash order seems like a long time, but sometimes you got to be patient. Don't worry about your acceptance rate and wait for a better offer. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that, right, you're out there hustling, right? The thing is, like, it's the maximum amount of profit in your pocket at the end of the day.
Yes.
Like, the thing is that, like, of course you're going to take a 1 to 2 mile order if it's like $6-7, you know, because it's like, oh, it's right there, you know, it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes complete. You're going to do that. But the thing is like, I'm not going to take a 3 mile order for like $7-8. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's just out of the water, you know. It's just some people take it and expect the thing. It's just like I look at it, I'm like, yeah, nah, that's not gonna happen.
And it depends. I think you're right most of the time, but there are times if I see $6.25, so that means the DoorDash in my market is $2.25 base pay. They're showing me a $4 tip, and it's 8 items from a place that I like to go called King and I know 100% that order is at least $10. So there are times that I'll take that one because I know it's a hidden tip, right? And you got to be able to do, when you do this long enough, it's not rocket science. You start to figure out those trends and what DoorDash shows you and where the hidden tips are. I think it's really easy, but you know, it takes a little bit of time though, for sure. But hey, I appreciate the call. I'm going to take this next one. I appreciate you calling in and talking about the topic, my friend. Thank you. All right. You are live with Pedro DoorDash Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
What is up, man? Listen, first of all, man, I think that you are one of the coolest people out there, and you tell the real no matter what. I think that.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I try to just be myself. Who do we got on the phone now? What's your name?
All right, my name is Bobby Katz. I work with my wife. We work together.
Okay.
There are a lot of scams going out there right now.
So this is Shag's Katz, right?
What's that? Yeah, this Shag.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
I saw your comment, so I want to make sure. So
I gave you my real name because you know what? I don't really care.
No, you're good, man. You're good. You're good. So let's go ahead and talk about that. You got the floor for a few minutes. What would you like us to know?
All right. So today, right? I'm at Chipotle. It says 0 miles, okay? 0 miles. The icons are right on top of each other. I go when I pick up the order. All right, so I got the order now, right?
Okay, got it.
And I realized that the address is in the same shopping center.
Okay.
All right, so I figured out that it's like 2 shops down. So I go 2 shops down, and then they're like, well, I don't know who this person is. I never heard of them, you know, whatever. So now I got to call off and wait, you know, on support and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I know, 20 miles. That's not so. I swear, listen, my hand to God, I'm not making
20. So turn down turn down the volume in the background for me real quick. Yeah, turn down a little bit so we can hear you better. So you said 20 miles by the time after you talked to DoorDash support, right?
Yeah. So they went from 0 miles to 20 miles. So you would still take the order?
I would not. No. No way. No, I would have told them to unassign it. The first thing I would have said is, how much are you going to pay me more to take it? And if it would have been a crazy amount, and maybe it's slow, but yeah, they're not going to do that.
They don't understand what you're saying. They're reading off the script.
I would have taken it.
This is what I said, right? I said like this. I said, listen. If I take this order, I'm going to lose money. Like, straight up, I'm going to lose money. There's no way I could go 20 miles and, like, come all the way back because it was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, 20 miles is crazy, man.
Yeah, but this is what the customers, right? That's what they're doing now, right? Like, I've noticed it happen a couple times where they change the address on you. Like, they'll make the address seem like it's not that far. Then you get to change the address, and they want you to go another 5-6 miles. This is the first time that it was like an extra 20 miles. Like this was the time it was ridiculous.
20 miles is crazy. I mean, I had one where I picked it up and it was an extra mile, and I wind up taking it. I wind up taking it to him because I didn't. It was a decent payout. But 20, I would have taken the food right back to support.
Well, exactly. You already have the food, so you feel committed.
Yeah. Now I would have taken it back and said I want half pay or something, but I'm not doing 20 miles. That's basically going to be an hour's worth of work for $8. That's not worth it.
Well, no, that's the whole thing too, right? Like Grubhub is showing the mileage now, which is cool, right? We work everything. We work everything we can work, like because we have to pay our bills. Everything around here, prices of rent, prices of everything is through the roof. Like,
yeah.
Since everything has happened, prices have doubled. I'm pre-diabetic. I got medical issues like this. You know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do.
You're in the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out here in the city. I'm out here in like the Lehigh Valley area.
Okay. Is that a busy area? Is your market busy?
It depends. You know what I mean? Actually, if I go down towards Philly, like in the middle, it's real busy. But like you get like I mean, you get good orders, and you figure you're driving like 25 minutes to get.
Yeah, I don't like taking too much time on one order. Time for me is money, and I'm in a very dense area, so.
What I'm saying is I'll stay there like for the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'll stay there. And plus, the people are nice. They're like, you know what I mean? The food is usually ready on time. Like where I live, everybody hates us. Like we come in on like DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber, whatever I say, that right away, like everybody else gets the food. Everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in like an a-hole, like looking at people like, how come everybody else is getting everything and I'm standing here like this?
Yeah, I hear you, man. I think it's like that. I think it's like that in a lot of places, unfortunately. But you know, and in the restaurant.
It's hard not losing your temper, right? Like I know you're a real Zen guy.
I try to be.
I watch you all the time, and I know you're real Zen too, and I love that about you.
Yeah.
But here's the truth about me. I can only take so much. I ain't a big guy or nothing. But like, I don't care if you're 6'4". If you're treating me disrespectful, I had this guy that we were at Wendy's, and he was saying that he wasn't going to mark the orders one and two. He said he ordered one, order two. And I was like, no, we need, you know, my wife actually was like, no. To know who we're delivering to. He's like, I said number one and number two, like real like disrespectful. So I go to the car and I told him, I said, listen, I said, you don't talk to my wife. Like,
that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. That's and for what? And we it should never get that bad because we're delivering food, right? So it should never get to that point. You know, that when it gets to that point, you know, that's just, it's crazy, right? But it's hard because people, you know, we want to be respected because we're human beings, we're men and women.
God, I know. And you know what's really crazy? Some of the poorest people give me the best tips. And like, I'll even give it back to them. Like, I just had a lady the other day, right? You could tell she didn't have much. You know what I mean? You really could. I said, listen. She's like, here's a couple extra dollars. I know it took a long time. And I said to her, I said, listen, I said, you know what? The fact that you want to give me more money, I said, don't even ever worry about it. I said, you're a good person. God bless you.
And that's good. That's good on you. But I've also seen that too in my market. I don't live in a rich area, and these are working class people, right? And I think a lot of them come from service industry backgrounds, or maybe they're fellow gig workers and they understand. And you're going to get good tips from people like that. So, hey, I appreciate the call, brother. Thank you very, very, very much.
One thing I want to say for real is this. We got to stay community, and I think you're keeping us that. I think you're keeping us community, and I bless you for that. And thank God for people like you, because you know what? We're all doing the same issue.
Absolutely, man. I couldn't agree with you more, man. Hey, have a good rest of your Sunday. Thank you, brother.
All right.
Brandon, call in next. I got you, man. Good call. I like hearing from people from different parts of the, you know, I always get in my bubble, St. Louis. What's going on in Chicago, you know? All right, here we go. Oh, Lord. Okay, you are live with Pedro de Santiago. I think this is Brandon. Am I right?
That's Brandon. How are you doing?
What's up, man? How are you, my friend?
I'm good.
What's going on? What do you want to talk about?
Well, since I've only been dashing a couple months, kind of want to just talk about how school's starting up and going in the winter. How will dashing change? Will it get busier or harder when snow comes?
Absolutely.
For me right now, personally, all my friends just went to college yesterday, so I'm kind of by myself. This is my time to grind on DoorDash and start my photography thing. But I just want to pick your brain and see how it is during college and school and in the winter. Is the orders bigger? You get more money per hour? Like, what do you see?
From what I remember doing last year and what I've learned from other people giving content out, wintertime can be very lucrative because you're gonna have inclement weather, more orders, during the daytime because people don't want to get out and drive themselves, or they don't want to drive for dinner time at night because it's too cold outside. You're going to have the holiday time. People are usually giving around those times. Schools back up. You're going to get orders from schools and things like that, people at colleges. So typically those fall to Christmas and right past Christmas months are good money months. Those 3-4 months are really good compared to summertime. Summertime, you got the slowdown and other things. So you should be able to make some good money within your market during the Christmas time. As long as you don't mind driving and a little bit of snow or whatever, the money will definitely be there, I think, for you.
For sure.
Yeah. How is it? Let me ask you a question. So your friends are in college. Like, do you have that's probably not an easy thing, right? Like, you're going to be grinding, but you're going to miss those connections from your friends, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have one friend, Cameron, obviously.
Yeah. I know Cameron.
He's going to college close, and he's going to be done with college in December.
Okay, cool.
So I got him. We can hang out and pick each other's brains for photography business and his business and all that.
Yeah.
But I'll for sure miss hanging out with him. That's why the last couple of weeks I've been fairly dashing and I've been hanging with them. It's definitely different now because I'm out of high school and they're all away now.
Yeah. You're still gonna be working the other job, right? You're gonna dash and do the gas station, right?
Yeah, I just got off at 9 from the gas station, but I'm looking to try to work just Sunday there. Right now, my availability is Friday, Saturday, Sunday for there. I'm trying to get it down to just Sunday because I got a photography job for my local church.
Congratulations, man! That's awesome.
Thanks. But the thing is, so what's so confusing is they want me to request off in advance, right? Like 2 or 3 weeks. But then they go and make a schedule like a month out.
Oh, man.
So now I have to try to find somebody to cover that for my photography job.
Right.
And I like to dash on the weekends. I find I make more money then too. So we'll see. I obviously want to just keep that job back up until like December. And in December, I do get a profit sharing bonus from them.
Nice.
So after then, I'm thinking about putting my notice in and putting more time into photography and DoorDash.
I think so. If I can give you a little bit of advice, okay, and I know you'll take it as a positive. I would definitely stay till that profit bonus. You've earned that profit sharing. I know how those work in some places. You want to definitely stick it through with there. Make sure you're giving them a right amount of notice and things like that, so you don't burn that bridge. And I know you won't do that, but it's you're missing some money possibly from not working Friday, Saturday dashing because those are good money days in most markets, right? It's the weekend, but definitely see it through till December. Get your profit sharing. You earned it, and a company that still has that's actually really cool. I think that's awesome that they can do that. And then you hit next year, and then you start betting on yourself and continuing your photography and hitting the grind, man. I think you're in a good spot right now, Brandon.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it also is nice too because with Cameron, after December, he's going to be always done with college, so he's going to have like his social media marketing, and all that. So he's going to help me out on that side. and
that's awesome.
pick each other's brains and stuff for that.
Well, I think it's cool that you have that Cameron's also a hustler like you. You know what I mean? You want to surround yourself with people that are going to challenge you, that are hustling like you, you know, because it's going to make you want to grind as well. Because you see them maybe have a success and like, all right, I got to keep going. I got to keep going. It can be inspiring, right? And then maybe you see a friend that maybe they tried something and it didn't work, and then you can learn from that. So I think you guys have a really interesting friendship that you guys could grow your passions together. And I think that's really rare for you guys' age. So keep going, man. I can't wait to hear about the more successes you're going to have. And I'm so happy that you got the church contract or whatever they're doing for you. I think that's awesome, man.
Yeah, no, it's going to be cool. So they want me to do it when school's in session. So it's going to be like, it's a church and school combined. So I'm going to be there all day taking photos for them and updating their website.
Awesome,
man. Put photo creds out there and all that.
That's awesome. And keep doing your Instagram, man. I follow you on there. I'm not on there a lot, but the only time I go on Instagram right now, no lie, is I have to check messages because sometimes people send me stuff. I don't post, but I do see your stuff on there, and you got great stuff on there, man. So thanks.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna get back into that. I know I haven't done it in like 3 weeks, hanging out with friends, all that. But
yeah,
tomorrow, so Glenn's first day of the week, and I'm gonna edit some stuff for photos and grind on DoorDash and just get going, you know?
That's awesome, man. Hey, you got my number. Keep in touch. Let me know how your week's going, man.
Yeah, for sure. Will do.
Awesome. Talk to you later, brother.
All right. Bye now.
Thanks. For those of you who don't know, that is Brandon. He has a Instagram. Go check him out. Brandon Larson Photography. He's awesome. He's a fine young man. Let's take this next call. You are live with Pedro Dora Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Hi, it's Right Lisa.
Right Lisa, how are you?
I'm good. I wanted to thank you for the unsurprising shout out. Oh my God.
Oh, no thanks needed, but thank you. I give 3 of them out every week. And I saw your video today actually, and I said, you know what? I know I've seen her name. I don't watch your videos a lot, if I'm being honest, but I'm gonna start to try to. And I saw it and I was like, okay, yeah. And I saw one that you did about the safety, I think last week. And I'm like, all right, I need to give Rachel Lisa a little bit of love. And I know you support the channel and you support a lot of other people's content. So it's the least I can do.
Yeah, I try to be in everybody's. I took some time off and I checked out some smaller channels. Actually, that's when I checked yours out.
Yeah,
and you were at like 600 subscribers, I think it was.
Okay.
And then there was Dasher Shannon and stuff. And Side Money.
Yeah.
So that's when I took some time off from YouTube. I went and checked all you guys out, and so now I'm in love with all your channels. And so now I'm back, and I'm hoping my content is, so many new YouTubers out here, and they're doing such a great job. I'm just hoping that my content lives up to you guys. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you. And I think that's a really honest thing to say, Lisa. But I think that what I've noticed, I'm really new to this still, but there are a lot of new channels just in the last year, like a lot of them, right? And everybody's got a different kind of spin a little bit. A lot of things are the same, but everybody's got their own personality. Some people are just they do the ride-alongs like I did for a long time. Some people report on things. They report on topics. Some people have funny pages. Some people are entertaining for other reasons. They do challenges. So my thing is you got to just, you've been doing it for a while. Just keep doing what you're doing. And the last couple of videos I saw, I really enjoyed. So.
Oh, I'm so happy. And I did want to comment about the Top Dasher thing. Yeah. Because anybody who was in my live stream Saturday, I think it was Saturday, saw how my market is terrible. I was getting, DoorDash was giving me a bunch of $2 or $3 orders, and then I just got 3 Uber Eats orders, and that was basically for my whole live stream. And like, if you're a Top Dasher, I can see being in a small market where it helps because you get to check out, I don't know, maybe from what I heard that you get the better of the offers or the first glance of the bigger amount. I don't know. I've never been a Top Dasher, but I could see that because all I was seeing was $2 or $3 orders for my whole live stream. I mean, I was showing everybody.
Yeah, I think I've heard that too. I've heard people say they give you better offers. I don't know if we can ever know how true that is because, you know, like I get really bad ones, but I get really good offers too. Like my acceptance rate isn't good. But so I don't know if I think there's so many orders. I think the benefit of it is in a small market to me, from what I understand, is you can dash now without having a schedule. So there's some confidence in when you want to make money, you can make it. And then, you know, like if you're in a place where it's really slow, you need to make something, right? Versus just sitting there and not making anything. But yeah, I don't know if there's any truth to getting better offers because I was down to 0% twice and I still got good orders. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because my acceptance rate is like 20 or 30, so it bounces back and forth.
Yeah, mine's right in that range too. Yeah.
And I don't see anything. I mean, I was seeing $2 or $3 orders, and that's why I've been going to other markets. And I started out in the Buffalo market because the market is so big. Probably like you were explaining about yours and Kim's.
Yeah.
That the market is so big. There's a lot of opportunity. Where in my market, I took everybody down to our busiest spot ever, and it was like 4 blocks of restaurants, and that's all of Syracuse. This little 4 blocks, and that's you know, for Syracuse and the outskirts. We really just don't have anything here.
Yeah, I hear, and I think that's the thing about being an independent contractor doing this kind of work. At the end of the day, I think we can all take tips and tricks, but you also ultimately, you know, your market better than anybody else, and you got to do within your market what works for you, and whatever monetary amount you need to make, you got to figure out how to make that, whether it's being a top dasher or not, whether it's having an acceptance rate of 20% or 50%. You got to find that sweet spot, make your money, and keep moving. You know what I mean?
To tell you the truth, there's only one sweet spot, and it's actually between the hours 7 and 9, and it's actually at one area of Syracuse, and it's a cluster of 2 restaurants, and that's it. Like Syracuse, it's our market is made up of college. It's a college market, and so the whole summer, obviously, like everybody else, there's a summer slowdown, but then the kids don't tip.
Yeah,
which
the college
these $2 or $3 orders.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, maybe it's a money thing for them, or maybe they don't understand it, or they're in college and they don't have a service job, or, you know, it's a who knows. But yeah, I've definitely gotten, there's 2 colleges close to my markets, and I get a lot of Chipotle orders, $3-4, and I look at the drop off and it's going to like a college dorm, and I'm like, I'm not surprised, but I just have to decline them every time, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Lisa, thank you for the call. I'm going to take the next one. Everybody go check out Rideshare Lisa's channel, guys. Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks again for the shout out.
No problem. You are live with Pedro de Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
What's going on? This is New York City Bicycle Dasher.
Bicycle Dasher. How are you, my friend?
I am wonderful. I'm glad I made it. I'm glad I made the call.
There you go. I'm glad you did. So what do you want to talk about tonight?
The actual topic, like dasher versus, you know, a cherry picker. In my market, I'm in New York City. So in New York City, there are 8.5 million people here.
Yeah.
DoorDash has about 2 million dashes. Where do you think they are? Right here.
Yeah.
So being the top dasher in New York City is like, so what? Are you serious?
Yeah.
I barely want to, you know, I'm on a bike and I barely want to go 2 miles for $8.
Yeah, I hear you. So what kind of bike are you on?
A regular bicycle.
Bicycle. So what is your limit of miles or block? How do you work that? If you could share that with us.
I'm going to be honest with you. The algorithm is pretty good with me when it comes to that. Most of my orders are usually about $8.25 for about 1.4 miles.
That sounds really good. That sounds good.
Yeah, but that's this side of the market. You go across the street and another zip code and markets change. I mean, it's crazy. Like in New York City, being a top dasher is not important unless you really feel that you want it just because you're bored. And you want to keep your acceptance rate at this. My acceptance rate is at 1% most of the time. But I only do about 5 orders. I'm a cherry picker.
Yeah.
I only do 5 orders in an hour and then less than a mile. You know, it's crazy because being a top dasher, I'm not driving my bike or driving my vehicle for 3 miles for $3.
No way. No way. No way. I mean, that's too much sweat equity for $3. You're going to get on your bike sweating for $3? No way, man. No way.
Right. It's crazy because here we don't. In New York City, I'm not talking about the suburbs, but in New York City, nobody cares who's a top dasher or not.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you a question. I know in I had a friend of mine that does dashing, and he can set his settings, vehicle settings, and he uses a scooter. Now, for you, can you set it to where the algorithm knows you have a bike versus a car, right? Okay. Okay.
I was saying earlier, like the algorithm, they don't give me 4-mile orders.
They can't. Yeah. I mean, you can't get that food there quick.
But they're very scarce. Like it might be like 12. Let me just turn on the app to play games and see what they give me. And it'll be like 12 midnight. Okay, 4 miles for $9.
Yeah.
But usually the algorithm usually keeps me within my limits, which is 2 miles or less, and I still make my money. Now, with being a top dasher, certain markets need that because the market is new. You know, you have okay, we just came into this place, this market or this city, so everybody's a top dasher. So who's special?
Yeah. I hear you, man. I couldn't, you know, in my market, I can't be a top dasher. I feel like I'm going to make probably $300 less a week, and I'm actually going to profit less because I'm going to probably drive more miles and be more stressed out. So like for me, it just doesn't make sense. But, you know, other people, it could be based on your market. But, you know, yeah, somebody like you riding a bike, I'm definitely not delivering somebody food on my bike if they didn't tip me. There's no way like that. I mean, I'm not going to be sweating on my bike delivering your burger if you're not going to give me at least $5. That's how I would.
Right.
I mean,
but my thing is, I don't understand why people get upset. If you're a top dasher and you take a $3 order, thinking it's going to be a day trip, yes, we have unicorns and all that. But you sit there and you're like, what are you talking about? You took the order.
You took it, yeah. You can't be mad at anybody but yourself. And I think I've only heard one person tell me, and never saw it with my eyes, that they got a hidden tip on a $3 order. I mean, I've never taken enough to know myself, but I've experimented with some $4 orders. Never a hidden tip on those. I've gotten 1 or 2 hidden tips on a $5.25. Most of my hidden tips are all $6.25 and up. But yeah, I'm not a $3 order going a few miles, like praying, hoping and wishing and praying for a tip. There's no way I'm going to do that. That seems like.
Now, what I have done is I was bored one day, so the restaurant is like 200 yards from where I rest my head. So I took the order. $3, only 0.4 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Get to the customer's house, and everything was great. Pull up. I wasn't expecting anything anyway because I'm kind of seasoned. And all of a sudden, the customer chases me down and like, "It's $10. We forgot the tip."
Really?
That's not going to happen very often.
No, that's going to happen probably less than 1%. You know what I mean? Like you can do 100, you can do 110, 120 orders. Might happen once, but like that's very rare.
But that top dasher, you can have it.
Yeah.
Like I said, certain markets need it. Your market doesn't need it. My market doesn't need it, and I'd rather be a cherry picker.
I hear you, man. Hey, I appreciate.
If I accept that $3 order, I just missed out on an $8 order going 0.1 miles.
That's exactly how I look at it, man. That's exactly how I look at it. Hey, I appreciate you calling in. And first time I had a caller that says they do it on a bike, man. So thank you. I'm blessed. I feel lucky that you called in, my friend.
Blessed, yo. Much love to you and your channels and your viewers. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, take care.
I like it. First time somebody on a bike. I think that's a whole nother kind of hustle right there, guys. And think about it. He's on a bike. His cost is way low. He can't do as many in a day, like he said, like we can in a car. You're limited, right? But I mean, his profitability is through the roof, right? He's not no gas cost. You know, he's got a little wear and tear on the bike, but you know, a blowout tire on a bike isn't going to be what it is to get a new tire on a car. So interesting. If I was in a big city like that, where I maybe didn't even need a transportation, I might get a bike and hustle. I mean, weather's good enough, go make 50, 60 bucks in a few hours. All right, let's see who we got here. All right, welcome to Pedro DoorDash Santiago's live gig show. Who do we have on the line tonight?
This is Dell.
Hi, do you say Dell?
Dell, B-E-L-L.
Gotcha. How are you tonight?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for calling. And what would you like to talk about tonight?
Well, I just started doing gig work with Uber Eats.
Okay.
And with Uber Eats for about maybe a month, and DoorDash for maybe 3 days.
Okay.
So my very first day, I had trouble with the app.
On DoorDash or Uber?
On DoorDash.
Okay.
The app was just crazy. And because I design and build apps, I knew how to deal with it. It took me about an hour to kind of figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
What's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
And it is the ones who's building their app, there's this string in it because it keeps showing up. There's this string that they need to complete in order to fix this app issue. And so I contacted DoorDash because they give you this 3 days for new dashes, calling in or whatever. And I tried to talk to the person on the phone about it. It seems, okay, I'll send it to management, blah, 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 which I knew that was. So the app is still having this problem where when you take an order and then once you accept the order and it disappears, so it has to start the app over. He tells me to, remove the app, put it back on my phone, all that. I did all that.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be fixed, So it was driving me crazy on the very first day.
I'm sorry that happened, especially on the first day. It kind of turns you off, right?
It did, but then, like I said, after an hour, I figured out what it was. It's this one string of code that just needs to be fixed.
Mm.
So I knew how to deal with it, and so I just kept going and going and going. So on my second day, I get an order for it to go to, drop off. And the order was for, let's say, like 901, let's say, Wayne Street.
Mm-hmm.
So I get there. It's an apartment building.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go all the way to the third floor in 94th because I'm in Atlanta, suburb of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the third floor. There's no 901. So all of a sudden I get a text message saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm at 109. Laugh out loud."
Oh, man.
So it's funny, right? And he said, "So come over here at 109. So I said, "I don't know. That don't sound right. Let me call customer service."
Mm-hmm.
I'm on 5 minutes. Nothing from customer services on hold. So I get another text message from this jerk that says, "Are you here yet? Because I have to leave soon." Well, my thought was to say some really uncool things. So
right.
I'm from outside Chicago, so I'm kind of almost on that out.
I'm from Chicago. I know. Yeah.
No, so that's what it was. I said, I might get deactivated. So I just put the food. I had to go over to I had to go to the third floor of that building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you did the right thing. I think when you have customers like that, if it's a leave at the door, just get it to where you got to go, take a picture, keep it moving. Sometimes it can be helpful to call support. Other times you're gonna spend some time doing that, right? So you gotta weigh out, is it worth the time, or should I just get it to this guy and then go move on to the next one? Because sometimes support's not gonna really be very supportive, right? They can only do so much. They're gonna read off a script. They're gonna be on hold, especially if it's busy time. I'm gonna put you on hold for 5 or 10 minutes. So, well, I'm sorry that DoorDash, it can be better than that. The app does glitch sometimes, as you ran into. There are going to be issues, but most of the time, the app will work okay. Most of the time, and most customers are going to be good ones. But we're definitely going to run into those knuckleheads that don't know how to act right.
Yeah, and that's what I did. I ran into quite a few of them because I don't know what it's just because of Uber Eats. A lot of the customers, when it says leave their door, you don't see them at all. But DoorDash, it says leave their door, but man, these customers run to my car like as though they haven't eaten in 3 days.
Yeah, I know, right? Like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and on my third day, I had pulled up into a yard to deliver food, and there's this little boy, I think he's about 10 or 11 years old. And I reached over to the bag, and when I set up, he was banging my door, looking at my window in the car, and he scared the daylights out of me. And what in the world? And I said, okay, here's your food. I rolled it down the window. Okay, hey, here's your food. He said, thank you. I said, let me give you a drink, but I have to get out the car and go on the other side. He said, okay. I said, well, could you move back so I can get the food? He was so eerie. And I was like, what is with the customers are doing that? They run out their door to my car like they haven't eaten in days. I think
it's what I could say is, you could always, when you get those offers, look at what kind of area you're going to be dropping off in. Try not to deliver somebody that doesn't tip, because those are typically the customers that are going to run you wild, run you ragged, be really needy, put wrong information in about an address, wait on the food, it's going to be a lot of trouble with people that don't tip. But if you got that Uber app, maybe, have them both on at the same time. I think multi-app is really important, but hopefully Uber will just give you a little bit more business than DoorDash, and you can just make your money with them.
Well, that's the problem. Like where I live in the suburbs of Atlanta, it's a big city, but it's not a lot of businesses here. It's becoming because they're beginning to build here. So Uber Eats, I get orders, but DoorDash is constantly, I notice with them all the time with them. Uber Eats is just sporadic. So that's the problem.
Yeah. In my market too, DoorDash is king. I get a lot of DoorDash and not quite as many Uber, but I hope your DoorDash's experience gets better. Don't give up yet. I know it's still early, but I appreciate you calling in and sharing that information with us.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a good one. I like to hear from new dashers because I think their perspective can be different than some of us OGs that have been doing it for a while. Let's see what we got here. You are live with Pedro Santiago on the Sunday Night Live calling show. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Hey, this is Matt from Dayton. What's up, man?
Man, how you doing, my friend?
Doing good, man. Doing this show tonight. Hey, just started Dash a couple of weeks ago, and I want to thank you for the tips and tricks videos that you put out, man. Help me get up to speed. That's been cool.
No problem, man. No problem. What market are you in? You said Ohio, right?
Yeah, Dayton.
Okay.
I do actually Columbus sometimes too when I'm out that way.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, I kind of want to go on topic a little bit. I wanted to ask you about the alcohol test thing. Did you ever go through with that? Did you pass it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll talk about that. So I did the test. I haven't gotten any information. I haven't gotten an email. I'm pretty sure I passed it because the questions were pretty easy, and I've taken tests like that before, but I don't know 100%. I will say this. On Friday, I got an order from a place, a comic book store, okay? And they actually, in that store, they sell alcohol, packaged alcohol. and the order was just alcohol. It was like 4 beers and a little thing of wine. I had never gotten an offer from them before.
And a comic book store, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. And I saw the offer. It wasn't paying great, but I wanted to test it out because I'm curious. And I did it in 10 minutes. It was really short, like 0.8 miles. And so I don't know if it's a coincidence that I got that kind of order, and I just haven't heard about the test yet, but I haven't gotten any information yet. So.
Right. Yeah, I just want to pick your brain in. Like, I just sold that tonight, so obviously I haven't heard anything about it yet. But
yeah.
Do you think if the 30% increase will be worth the hassle of checking IDs, potentially running into intoxicated customers, having to reject orders, shit like that?
Well, this is what I would say about that. I think the 30% is slightly misleading because of this. That 30% is going to come in on the base pay. So what I mean by that is if your base pay is $3 in your market, right? The base pay is just going to be exactly. So that's nice. So I still am only going to take them if there's a tip and the miles to money is good. So I don't think the 30% is going to be significant, but I like to have the option because in my market I do deliver a lot of 7-Eleven where there's a case of beer or wine or something like that, and I actually do not mind doing those. I don't mind scanning an ID. It's not a problem. I've gotten cash tips a lot at night from those orders. I haven't run into any issues. So for me, I like to have more options because it gives me more ability to make money. So
have you seen anything on these Dash Marts?
I haven't. I don't have Dash Mart in my area. I know a little bit about it from other people, but I've never gotten one. I don't have one in St. Louis. So.
I had one the other day. It was weird, man. You walk in, it's like a little check cashing place almost.
Yeah.
Behind glass and shit. Then it was an alcohol order too. It was like 2 6-packs of seltzer or something.
Yeah, and how did it pay? I'm assuming it paid well because that's why you took it.
It paid all right. Yeah. It was like a $3 tip or something.
Yeah.
I think the base pay here is lower. It's like $2.25 or some shit. It's not that good.
Yeah, my base pay as well is $2.25. It used to be $3, and they changed it about 2 months ago for me. So that kind of sucks. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, it was cool though. I mean, it took a little extra time to punch in the shit on her ID because the scan wasn't working. But
it does take a little time.
It wasn't a super long trip, I know.
Yeah, it does take a little time. I've had to punch some ID, but it's literally 30 seconds, right? Like even to type in the information, it's 30 seconds. So for me, it's not that big of a deal. There's a little bit of risk of you got to make sure you're not, you look at the picture on the ID, you're not delivering no minor. But I feel comfortable with it, so it might not be for everybody. You got to make that decision on your own. But I don't have a problem with it at all. So.
Hell yeah! And yeah, just a little tip out there for everybody. If your cup holders suck, try to get your hands on a Coca-Cola 2-liter rack. You can go into a grocery store, try to find a cup guy, or go to like Pizza Stop and see if they'll give you one.
Yeah,
they're great. They hold 8 cups, put them on the big board, nothing's gonna spill.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you got cup holders that are real small, and sometimes you go to these places, and you know what I mean. Yeah, nobody has brought that up. Other people have talked about buying certain cup holders you can get on Amazon or Michael's or Walmart, but I like that. I'm imagining exactly what you're talking about, and that would be if you can get one on your hands, they're free, so that works too.
Yeah. I just asked the cup guy at the Kroger the other day. He just gave me one.
That's what's up. Hey, I appreciate that tip for the people, man, and thanks for calling in tonight.
Yeah, that's what. Have a good night.
You too, brother. Good call. Good tip as well. It's a Coke thing. Let's take a few more calls. We've been going for an hour 13. On Sundays, as you guys know, I take calls as long as we get them. We had that fiasco in the beginning where the sound audio quality wasn't great. I'm glad you guys came back. Appreciate it. 104 people in here. Extremely blessed that you guys are able to come and vibe with the community on a Sunday. We end our week together and we start our week together. See who we got here. All right. You are live with Pedro Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Hey, Bud Soda. Yeah, oh my God. I didn't think I get through one ring.
Bud Soda, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm not getting quite as many. We're getting some calls, but it's not flooded like the last couple weeks. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Got done about the 13-hour day. Not all day work, though. I did a little early on. That was fiasco.
13 hours. That's a long day, man.
So someone was talking about the app listing earlier. He's acting like I'm a brand new dasher.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go ahead and get to where I had it like this one in my red card, my red card back in, and then very active. So I called support, fix that. And now you weird, and it took me 6 minutes because I'm a rural fellow here in college kids just trying to figure out DoorDash is a thing. And it took 6 minutes for when they hit complete order, and I asked the merchant, and I kind of said, hey, it was at 7-Eleven. The order, and I was on hold with the fork, and finally 30 seconds after the fork finally picked up, and finally did the order, and they're like, oh, we can't detect any glitches or anything. I don't know if anybody else had that issue, because it's actually pretty annoying, and now it wants me to go through fork test, not just hit that, not just hit no, hit that down or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on. Otherwise, about $20 for my goal. I was in order. I got 180 between this guitar and DoorDash. It's pretty quick DoorDash orders. I shouldn't say quick because McDonald's was 3 people staff, 3 people. To their credit, I waited like 10 to 12 minutes. Yeah. It's always great to have good merchants like that, they try.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually learned that there's one lady I ran into one time dancing, and there was a new college student up here. I guess dancing calls me normally. So, I guess I have a little competition.
Yeah, I think it's, you're gonna have that competition. There's not much we can do about it, right? Like literally, I just, if I run into people, I try to ask questions, maybe help them out. Hey, what are you seeing out there today? If anything, it could be good, but it depends. If you're in a small space and you see a lot of saturation, that could be bad if your market's smaller. But we're gonna have new dashers coming on, but we also got to remember we're gonna have people coming off the platform that were doing it from pandemic, and maybe they don't have to because they're back to work. So hopefully there's a balance there. I don't know if there's a way of really knowing, but I would think there would be a little bit of a balance with that.
Yeah, well, I thought this, honestly, I make noise, and I just, you getting users, especially you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
No, for real, though, I want these people to learn information, and I feel like I still a little green because he said he went to a very, very rural town, which is on a super outer edge of the border, and he said there was no CK, and he took it for $4, didn't even realize it, and I guess he did that accidentally.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that must suck.
No way, man. That's why that's why I try to tell people, don't be afraid to unassign. Like sometimes you got to be able to use that unassigned button, man. Like it can really help you out.
Speaking of, that's harder to do on Instacart because I ended up, it was a poor tip from Instacart boosted. And the tip on the screen so long.
Yeah.
So I did 2 other orders, and I finally picked that one up because it boosted all the way up. So I think $13.
Yeah.
And originally it was only $9. And I knew who the customer was, and of course, she was rating it like,
yeah.
She was literally she had some expensive items, but she wanted like queso for her chips and have a store brand, and she was literally like throwing anything over $1.
Wow.
Like, are you serious right now?
Some people get so weird about. I have a thing, and food. When people order food online for delivery, or they go to a restaurant, or they go through a fast food line, people lose their minds over food. Like they act like it's the end of the world. They've never eaten before, and like they lose their sense of kindness. And I've seen it. I'm a restaurant industry guy, right? And people they go mad having to wait even a couple minutes, or if you're out of the menu item. And I don't know what the psychology is behind it, but people lose their mind over food. And I think it fascinates me because I think it's so silly. But I know there's got to be a bigger reason for it. I don't know.
On a positive end, my very last Instacart, just came up to 10. I think 10, 15 cutoffs for putting in orders. As far as what my customer tell me, and she was really useful, and she did well, and gave it $22 total. So that was nice. And,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So she let me go gamble. I was like, kind of being picky at first. Then I realized who it was, and then I didn't realize how much things sometimes like, oh, it's my usual guy that I like, and she just had me go hand with substituting because the shows are pretty strict for the college.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that last one was good, man. I mean, I think they tend to balance out most of the time. I've never done Instacart. A buddy of mine has, but I think they tend to they tend to probably balance out just like DoorDash, as far as tips and stuff like that.
I was on 5 until this past week. I've been doing it, and I got a 3-star and a 4-star. And it's like, oh. And people don't understand. I guess one lady commented, I didn't message her back about her chicken breast and then have a smaller pack, and she complained I got the smallest value pack possible, and it's like, and she's like, well, I live in a camper, I'm like, well, the only other thing that had was thighs, I'm sure you didn't want them, so I tried to get the closest thing. I did message her back. The only other thing I could think of what I should have done was take a picture of the shelf, and I kicked myself for that, but I did message her back, and she said I didn't, and it's like, oh. I know,
and I know the Instacart, the ratings on Instacart is like a big deal, right? Like that's how you can get sometimes better orders. That's what I've heard. I don't know what the truth is, but I know the rating system on Instacart.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you get a unicorn. I had one that was a giant monster order, 157 units.
Ooh.
It was like 2 hours of shopping, but she tipped me $98.
Oh, I mean, $100 for 2 hours, I'll do that every day. Yeah. I'll do that.
The order paid.
Yeah.
And by the time I got to deliver my previous one, I got boosted a tiny bit, so it ended up being like $125. So that was sweet. It was definitely worth the 2 hours, and I was trying to see my goal at that time.
Yeah, I mean, $200 for 2 hours, that's awesome.
I didn't go to my busy market. I actually looked on the app today, and it was grayed out at 1 p.m., which is lunch rush.
That's odd, yeah.
It must have been either a ton of dashers out, or just a nice day out, so I was going to grill instead.
Yeah, that's weird.
I couldn't go out there, and I had the mowing job to do, and I stayed up, doing more of the Instacart stuff. I don't see many YouTubers doing that. Right now, I know Blake is more finance there. He's going nuts with the 7-day every order challenges.
But I think Blake's lost his mind. Me and him have talked about it, so I can speak on this. Me and him, I don't know. Listen, his channel's growing really quick. I think he's doing a lot of cool stuff, but I don't know what's going on with the 7. I don't get it. So I don't know. I saw it. Me and him talk. I asked him, hey, can I do a reaction of one of your videos? And he said he's all game. So I actually found a couple of his videos, one of them that's older, that I'm going to react and kind of give him a hard time a little bit, but in a playful way. And he says he's all down for it and he's ready. So that will be coming sometime soon. I think it's going to be really funny entertainment. So be looking for that in the next couple of weeks. Yeah. So, hey man, I appreciate you calling again, man. Anything else you want to say on the way out?
So my suggestion is keep your nose to the grindstone. And I know some out there listening probably do Instacart. Don't take those bad orders, just like DoorDash. Try to either wait it out a little bit or do another order first. And if someone still didn't take it, then it's going to be boosted up and you can actually make some money. But you got to be very careful. Like I said, those low tippers, no tippers, like you were saying earlier, they'll leave you bad reviews and they're weird people.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you giving that advice, man. I think that's really solid. I appreciate it, man. And I hope to talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Try to get some rest. I know you worked all day today. I hope you can get ready for tomorrow, my friend.
3 hours, ice cold beer.
There you go, my friend. Enjoy, man. Thank you. Awesome. That's Bud Soda, I believe. Yeah, he's always in here. Good. Seems like a real good guy. Hard worker. You're working 13 hours on a Sunday. Mad respect, man. I can respect that 100%. Let's see who we got. Good luck with support. So I see my Chicago brother. Can you make a video for new dashers dealing with support? ? Family way video shorts. I could. I don't see a lot of those. I've talked about support a little bit. My experiences with support have mostly been positive because I know they're reading off a script and they're limited in what they can do with us. And I only call them if I really need to. I try to do what I can myself and just unassign myself or whatever. But that could be helpful. Let me think on that for a little bit. Because I don't know if anybody's, I guess it would have to be, I'd have to run into a situation. I filmed a few times of me talking to support about things, but usually those snippets are in the middle of a video. Like they're just happening in real time. I haven't done a video dedicated to just support topics. So let me think on that for a little bit and see how that would work. Brandon, I started commenting about your dad likes Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars guy. Lord of the Rings. I like those. Those are some franchises I like that are, I wasn't big into Star Trek or anything, but I was big into Star Wars for sure. See who else we got in here. Delivering with Ellen, Russia, Lisa. Is Roy still up in here? Who is on Vegas up in here? Roy's a Vegas boy all day. Vegas man, not boy. And we do Fahrenheit, not Celsius. Even if it's Canada, it still be hot. Like, you do that right, Roy? I know your intro and your video is pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's up there. It's up there. Tommy, what up? What up? Long Island Dash Experience. What's up? What's up? Oh, they in my hood. We got some Vegas people in here. All right. So let's see if we can get one more caller. I think if we could do one more caller, I think that would be a good time frame for us tonight, because we did about 30 minutes on the first stream. That the echo was crazy. 110 today in Vegas. It was probably 98 in St. Louis, and I thought that was hot. 110, whew. And hot weather doesn't bother me, but you start sweating in places you shouldn't be sweating. It's bad. Yeah. Roy's self-protection video. Roy made a self-protection video. Me and Hannibal were talking about it yesterday. I think I did a play-by-play because Hannibal couldn't. We were trying to get the audio up or whatever. I thought I did pretty good. What do you think? Don, what up? What up? Calling in next week. Yeah, you can call in now if you want, or next week. I do this every Sunday, guys. We start at 9 o'clock. I take phone calls at 9:15, unedited, live. We talk about topics and then whatever else you guys got going on. Okay, it's a live show, and I welcome all callers on the show, even if you do not agree with the things I say. Let's call in, and we can talk about it. I have no problem with that. I don't edit anything out of my videos. Mo Dasher in the house, and Roy Stoffel too wants to make sure you're tying those shoes. Roy, listen, you need to do those videos. Those are your best videos. That's just me being honest. Those are the videos we need to see, man. A little bit of that sarcasm, a little bit of that laughter, that entertainment. Nobody else is doing that. I think that's your space, my friend. That's my 2 cents. The Driven Dad. What up? Oh, the number. I'll put the number in for you if you want to call. Will be the last call tonight if you can get in, my friend. Gig Economy Talk with Lynn. How are you, Lynn? I think you called last week. Yes. How are you? DoorDash sent me an email saying it will get 100. I will get 150 after my first 3 dashes waiting. You should. I mean, I've heard promos like that, and after you do it, you should get it within that pay week. So keep up on that. All right, let's take this. Will be the last call tonight, guys. You are live with Pedro de Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Hey, it's Tony, the Driven Dad.
Tony, how are you, my friend?
Feeling good. How are you?
I'm good, man. How was your week?
This week kind of sucked. I was using the BMW to do some food delivery, and my alternator went out for a second time now. So
oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Ruined my day yesterday, but
I bet, man.
Yeah,
you gotta get
a warranty on it, but
yeah.
Still.
No, you want to go out to make money, and instead something like that happens. I mean, that's got to be frustrating, man. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, for sure. But I wanted to talk a little bit about that Top Dasher thing. I know everybody's been chiming in on it. But,
yeah, let's talk about it. What do you think about it?
So last year I went and got Top Dasher by just taking trash for 3 days out of the month.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the whole next month I just cherry picked. The benefit I saw out of it is I did make a lot of DoorDash money by being a Top Dasher, but not keeping and maintaining the Top Dasher stats through the whole month. Where I could dash now whatever zone I wanted. So if I took a risk on like a Maggiano's or a Cheesecake,
mm-hmm.
where it's like a little bit around $2 per mile, but it's far,
mm-hmm.
I had no problem taking it because I knew I could just dash now in that new zone. And then the other thing is, I got an email maybe a month ago or two that said that they're going to be in my market giving Top Dashers orders that are $35 ticket or higher
priority to top dashers.
So I remember hearing about that maybe a month or so, or a month and a half ago, that was going on, and people were, like excited maybe to be a top dasher because it unlocked that possibility. But after that, I didn't hear much about it after that.
Yeah. So I decided this weekend to just go for Top Dasher, check it out, see if it's changed, because the only benefit being, if the only benefit is being that I can dash now, I'm not really thinking it's worth it. But the benefit of getting those higher dollar orders, because I do rideshare during the morning, I don't really rely on DoorDash like I used to.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to keep my evenings to my kids and homeschool and everything. So,
do you have Lyft or do you have Uber?
I have both. I've been doing Lyft a lot because they've been giving me $3 street bonuses every other hour, and at like 2 o'clock, I'm at like $250.
Yeah, I did a rideshare too for a while, and the money's there as long as you don't mind having people in your car. The money is definitely there, man. In my experience, yeah.
And I do the morning shift so that I don't have to deal with a bunch of crazies. Most people are too tired to be crazy at that time of day.
Yeah, they're just trying to get to work. They're still drinking their coffee or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, but mainly I just wanted to chime in that I'm currently at 45% acceptance rate. By the 31st, I'll be at 70, and I'm going to test it out, see if this is worth it or not. So if I'm doing these lunch and dinner shifts on the weekend, that it makes my day better or not. If not, then no big deal. Just wasted a weekend. That was wasted already.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That sucks, man. I appreciate you being honest, and if you can, I would ask you one thing. If you can remember, hey, let us know how that goes. If you're gonna be doing that, you call back in or hit my email or comment one of my videos and let us know so I can share that information if you can remember.
Yeah, for sure. I plan on doing some videos about it. I was actually recording some videos this week. I'm going to be editing up, and I'll do some videos, comments on how Top Dasher has been going for the month and whether I think it's worth it to crash out 3 days of my life.
I mean, you know what? I mean, you could be the guinea pig. Let us know. I hope it works well. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that, sure. Man. Yeah. Thank you very much. I hope you have a better week this week, man, with the car.
Oh, yeah. I'll make it better.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Good talking to you again.
Have a good one.
You too. All right. I think there was somebody else that wanted to call, and I've always said I'll take callers, and I know I said it was going to be the last one, but if somebody wants to call, I will take the call because this show is for the people, and I will take calls as long as somebody wants to say something. So if you're still seeing this, the person that put the comment in, I think somebody put the number up. Go ahead and feel free to call in. I'll give you a couple minutes to do that. There we go. Oh, I tried to pick it up. Call back again. It didn't. I hit the right number. Call back again if you can. Let's see. Early November sounds like a good time to have a conference. We're going to be doing the conference in the summertime. More information to come. It'll be 2022 summer. That's the plan right now. That doesn't mean things can't change, but right now we're probably looking at July, sometime in July, end of July, before kids go back to school. In the middle of the summer slowdown. Give you enough time though to plan for it monetarily. We'll keep the costs low if we can. Let's take this call here. All right, the last call of the night. Who do we have on Pedro Santiago?
Oh man, I feel bad. I gotta make this good, huh?
Nah, you're good, my friend. Who do we have on the line?
What's good, Pedro? It's Brian again, man. I think I called you either last week or the week before. I don't know, man. I'm getting on my day.
Hey, it's all good, my friend. What do you want to talk about tonight?
I just wanted to run something by you. So
sure.
I didn't work much today, but I did have a situation where I have a high acceptance rating and completion rating, right? Or minus that, I don't have a high acceptance rating, but completion rating is I think it's around a 99 or 98, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing now to really keep that up is if I have a situation, nobody's working now. We have a Little Caesars up my street. They had one guy working there tonight, and it was probably like 7 or 8 people just, packing that restaurant up. And of course, I said, I'll give it like 5-10 minutes. If not, I'm going to take care of this other delivery because I had a double order, and that was a Subway order. They're quick as hell, so I was sitting in the car for too long to jeopardize it, for the other customer. But what I did is I just I drove into that customer that ordered the Subway, and I called DoorDash and was able to actually get them to cancel the order. And I've been really successful at doing that, so I can keep that high completion rate, and then also get a half pay.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, because when you call support, if you do the right way, it won't affect your completion, right?
Exactly. You can get that half pay. So instead, if you're waiting for that long, just take care of that. And I've had good success with that. I'm very honest with support. I said they got one guy working in there, and I don't think it's right for another customer's food to be jeopardized because of a slow restaurant or one person working.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, one person. You should. I mean, I worked. You should. That's unsafe for that one person. So they should have just closed down. That's how I look at that. But like that's for one person. I mean, that's unsafe. I mean, you can't or turn the DoorDash app off or do something. But I mean, that's crazy, man. I mean,
yeah, that's the thing. I mean, and there were people. There was a couple DoorDash drivers, and they also had, I think, a couple people that just placed their order right then and there. I think it's really ridiculous, because I actually had a buddy working at that Little Caesars not too long ago, and he put his 2 weeks in. And ever since then, I tried to avoid it as best I could. But we had a $2 piece this afternoon, and I was like, you know what? This one order, they're kind of going in the same direction. They were both like $7.50 a pop, so I said I'll take it. But then we had the situation where there's one guy working there, 7-8 people in the lobby. It's just it's not worth it. It's not practical.
Unless that order's already ready when you got there. Like I know my Little Caesars, they have they give me a code. I gotta type it in, and like it opens up like a portal. And some do it like that, some don't. But if I walk into that situation, if I don't see the name on that portal, I know it's going to be 30 minutes, so I'm just not wasting that amount of time for that amount of money.
Yeah, I think I might have to put that on my list. They're right up there with Wendy's now.
Yeah.
And I'm very fair with these restaurants. I give them a fair shot, but when I consistently have issues, it's like, all right, well, I shouldn't be wasting my time anymore here.
No, I hear you. I do. I give them 3 or 4 chances, and by that 4th time or whatever, like by then, that's the restaurant. That's what they've shown me. That's who they are. Maybe in a couple of months, I try it again if maybe the management turned over or something like that, because that does happen often. But like, I'm not going to keep going to the same place, and because then it's on me. If I know it's slow, I'm making my own bad decisions.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure in St. Louis there's a heck of a lot of restaurants to choose from as well.
Oh man,
yeah. We have I'm in PA, so we got the basic restaurants, the Little Caesars, the Subways, a couple little mom and pop type restaurants. But other than that, it's good though. Don't get me wrong. I love my area. It's always busy and all that. But there's several restaurants that I just can't even. I won't go to. I have one that's right behind my house that I could throw a little rock over to and hit it.
Yeah.
They're just so bad. Their food's so expensive, which is great. But I just know what I'm getting every time I walk in there. That's why when I'll see the order pop up, I'll say, all right, if it's under like 3 items, then I'll go for it. If not, it's just you're waiting in there with grumped up delivery drivers. Deliveries. There's just so much competition too, and it's not worth it.
No, I think you're. I mean, it sounds like you're doing the right thing. We got to be able to blacklist a couple places, and maybe a couple months down the line, like I said, maybe they get better because they got different staff, different management, different operations. But like, I mean, I got 5 places in my market I just will never go to, and I haven't for the last couple months because they're just so slow, or maybe they're rude. I've had a couple where like they're just so rude. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to give you my business. I'm not going to let you take my energy. I'll make my money somewhere else. I'm not going to deal with that either, but.
Yeah, and then real quick, I got one other restaurant. I don't know, do you have a KFC in your area?
Oh, absolutely. I go there probably 6 times a week. Not often, but I do about 6 orders. I have a KFC right on my main strip. Yeah, and they're actually they're very, very, very fast, my KFC.
Wow,
Yeah.
They have people jumping. There's so many different people getting jobs there. Every other week, it's like I can't even keep track of who's working. But yeah, I always have issues. I had this one time I was in there. I was standing in there with another guy for like 10 or 15 minutes. Then they told they're only doing drive-through only because he was there to order, and that it's not even clear on their building. They don't have that put up. And he was, of course, he was pissed. I don't blame him. But then the lady told me right after that oh yeah, we're closing down our DoorDash for the night, so we're not taking the beer.
Oh
man,
like,
serious?
That's crazy.
I was waiting in there for 15 minutes. It's ridiculous. You don't even they won't come up to you at all. They're all just trying to sit back there,
and that's what's so crazy. That's what's so crazy. It's so market specific because I have a KFC and a Taco Bell. They're running by the same franchise group, right? And they're right by each other, okay? And they're right on my main strip. And I get a lot of orders from both of them. They're not always great, but if they're, if it's $7 going a mile or two, I'm gonna take it. And both of those locations are ran very, very good. They got good staff. I know them. They know me. It's always drive-through. No lobbies are ever open, but they're so quick. But then I got the Wendy's and the White Castle down the street, and I can't go to those because the staff is so bad. And having a couple good staff members or a good general manager operating these merchants makes a complete difference.
Oh yeah, for a fact.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's the thing. It's just people they don't want to work right now. And
no.
I mean, if they're still giving $600 a week, I mean, what's the point?
No.
I actually have I'm doing it real quick. I'm doing an internship actually for my college. So I'm a senior. And so for one of my criminal justice classes, I actually need an internship. So I have something lined up tomorrow. But that gives me so much freedom too. I think it's every other weekend. And then, of course, I can do DoorDash and Uber Eats and all that stuff. So I got everything set up. But yeah, man, it's just a weird world right now. It really is.
It is. And I think, people are getting paid to stay home or whatever. But, some people, I look at it like this. They're not all bad. Like there are people that if you got a mom that was working at White Castle last year, making $11 an hour. She's got a couple kids, right? And now you're going to pay her $600 to stay at home with her kids. Okay. I'm probably going to do that. Yeah.
Not at all. But it's just, I mean, you definitely, I think as delivery drivers, we see the impact of those staff, or not having body building restaurants.
Absolutely. And then, for in my market, about 3 months ago, things started kind of opening back up, right? And in some places opened the lobby and they were doing dine-in and takeout and curbside and DoorDash, like it was, and then they weren't really staffed for it. So then they had to reclose the lobbies. And now in St. Louis, there's more mandates and you got to put the mask back on. And like, it's all just so crazy right now. And I think us as delivery drivers.
I actually do work for a lady who owns a Chinese restaurant not too far from my house. And she's not going to open up her lobby back. She's not opening that back up. She's just going to rock the carry out and that's it because she said her cooks don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of locally owned places in my market where I work, and I know the people that operate them. I have relationships with them, and they'll tell. I've asked them in the last year, you guys gonna open up? They're always like, nah, no way. Like we're at this point, we don't have enough people, or they're still able to make profit just on the takeout because people are used to that. That for them to open up the dining room and to staff that would actually not. It would be a detriment to their business. Not every place, but some places.
Yeah, that's how it is now. I mean, and I always took for granted those nights being able to take my girl out, share a nice meal somewhere.
Yeah.
It's hard to find that,
No, it is.
Crazy. I hope everything kind of gets back to normal within the next year or so, but I doubt it. It seems like everything's just kind of staying where it is. It's just, fluctuating. Cases are going up, cases going down, wear the mask, don't wear the mask.
I know. It could be a little while before it gets back to normal, but really, I think we've developed this new normal. It's not going to be like it was ever again, because I think people are starting to eat differently, more takeout, less dine-in. There's more, which is good for us, but it's just the way people are spending their money is different. The time of the days that they're eating are different now. The traditional peak hours are shifting. It's all going to be, even a year from now, who knows? It could be completely different than it is now in a bad way or a better way. But it's definitely interesting times,
Yeah, now I did, last saying that I'll get you out here. I know it's probably been a long night for you.
No, it's all good, man.
Yeah. No, I know you say in some of your videos that this job, this gig life will not be sustainable for a full-time situation. Yeah. Do you believe that, or do you think that it could potentially, based on market, be a high demand?
I think that we're going to have this kind of work for a while still. That won't go away. It's going to evolve and change, whether we're independent contractors or employees and legislation gets passed or whatever. But people are always going to need food delivered, right? Or something delivered, right? But when I say that, I'm talking about we shouldn't get too comfortable. Oh, yeah, I'm making $1,000 a week and I'm working 5-6 days, or I'm working 7 days, working hard, I'm making $1,400. There are dashes that do that, right? But what's the cost? Like, how long can you do that for? And for me personally, I think eventually it will add up. Personally, I think we gotta, and a big part of this channel, and you might know this depending on how long you've been watching, is I want us to try to bet on ourselves. Like, use this money in your life at this point to, whether you're doing it part-time or full-time, to get to something. And I want to challenge people that are dashing just to dash, because the money can be really good and there's a lot of freedom and flexibility. I think that at some point there can either be burnout or the sustainability will lessen as time goes. Now, for some people that might be a year, it might be 5 years. But then if we're left, let's say 5 years from now, and we haven't planned accordingly, then you got to go back to a W-2 job that you hate. Then really, what did you gain in those 5 years? Maybe you able to pay some bills or buy some things, but you're still, at the end of the day, you're back in that same spot you were 5 years ago. So, I want to challenge people to, get something of your own, work on a passion, work on a craft, do something that you've been wanting to do that you haven't done yet. And I think the one good thing about the pandemic is a lot of people started doing that. They were like, you know what? I don't have to work this kind of job. I can do this. And I think that's the one positive about it. Yeah.
And that's what I was telling you in that last call the other week or so, how as a college student, I've been able to really be financially stable.
Yeah.
And, take care of the monthly bills, the car payments, and then also be able to save. Like, man, I'm really doing well, in my opinion, with my savings account. And I hope to really continue that. And then also with this potential internship.
Yeah. No, I think that's great.
Not having to use the car as much and being able to balance that out for when I do DoorDash, Uber Eats, etc.
And I think and I remember the call, actually, I think it was 2 weeks ago. And I think the way you're setting it up is the way that makes sense and it's designed to be. I worry about the people doing it just to do it and, without having a plan. We got to have a plan and a goal and work towards that and adapt if you need to. But, having that money in the bank and saving and building towards something, or paying off bills, or buying a new car, or down payment for a house, or helping your kids with school, like those are all things that are great. And the gig economy allows us to do that kind of stuff. And I'm grateful for that too, because this past year has been crazy for me, but I've actually, been able to make good money, been able to work on other things. So while I complain, and a lot of us like to complain about DoorDash, at the end of the day, like, we're all hustlers and we can still do what we need to do out here and make good money, even with all the Kobe Bryant trash $3 orders. There's still a light at the end of the tunnel most of the time, Nah, man. Yeah, we ain't saying that. Hey, man,
that's the thing is, like, it's people that just don't know how to operate efficiently, and that's the thing. Is like, I think you were talking about having like a convention or something.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing that next summer, man.
That would really be worthwhile.
Yeah, we're gonna plan that out. It's gonna be really big, and we're gonna do it. I have the help of a few friends that are also content creators, and whether there's 20 people there or 200 or who knows how many, it's gonna happen, and I'm really looking forward to it. So
I'd love to be a part of something like that.
Yeah, man. More information to come. I appreciate the phone call, and have a good rest of your Sunday, man.
Have a great night.
Thank you. All right, great way to end the show. A little bit shorter show, but we had that issue in the beginning. Should I take this call? What do you think? I'm taking it. That's me. I'm taking it. I can change my mind if I want. You are live with Pedro do that Santiago. I said I was going to do the last call, but I got to say yes to the people. Who do we got on the line? How are you? Who we got in line tonight?
This
Tommy? Which Tommy is this?
from Georgia.
Hey, how are you, man? What do you want to talk about tonight?
A few things. Like, I know Thursday night we're still getting hidden tips down here on 650 orders.
Okay.
Okay. I know, then I had a stacked order, and or it wasn't a stacked order. It was actually a $3 big bag.
Hey, do me a favor. Can you turn down the volume on the TV or whatever you got? Because we're getting a little feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then go. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I had a $3 big bag. So I come in with Apple, and I knew it was a 650 order. So I knew there was going to be something there. So I went and took it. It wasn't like I went and took it, and it ended up being 12 instead of 10.
You said 20?
12.50.
12.50. Got it. Okay.
Now I had one tonight. It was $17. Stacked ordered at 7 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One was Applebee's. I go to Applebee's all the time. The other Steak and Shake. I never go to Steak and Shake because most of the orders are garbage. So I said, okay, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Steak and Shake. I sit in line for 15 minutes. And it just happens to be that this guy comes out. So I asked him, I said, look, I'm doing DoorDash. All this guy wants is a peanut butter and Reese's milkshake. You think you can run in there and make it for me real quick, please?
Mm-hmm.
He said, oh, we're quit doing milkshakes at 5 o'clock this afternoon.
What? At Steak and Shake?
At Steak and Shake.
I don't go to Steak and Shake. Just so you know, before I don't mean to interrupt, that's one that's on my list in my market. I've never had a great experience. Go ahead and continue, but go ahead.
Yeah, this is the first time I went there because all the other orders were always garbage. I always noticed there's only a couple cars on last night. There was like 6 cars on there.
Yeah.
So called support, got it unassigned, or got it canceled, and they never told me they were going to give me half the pay. They hung up good.
Uh-huh.
Well, it just so happened Applebee's order was a $9.50 order because it was $3.
Mm-hmm.
And then $9.50 turned into $12.50.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Which was $6.50.
Yeah.
So again, they're still doing it down here in Georgia like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I see hidden tips a lot, and sometimes I don't know if you know this or not. Do you know how to unassign one order when they start a stack? If you know that one's really bad, have you done that before?
I actually watched your video.
Okay.
And I watched how you did it. That's what I did tonight because I got irritated because I went to Applebee's and all they had was a spinach orange Coke dip
Yeah.
and a mac and cheese.
Uh-huh.
And I walked in there and they said it's going to be at least 10 to 15 more minutes.
Mm.
I just looked at them. I said, okay. That's when I went to Steak and Shake. While I was going to Steak and Shake and I was waiting in line to Steak and Shake, I clicked to unassign an order, and I went down and looked, and that's where I saw what you had showed me on your video, that if I unassign this order, I'm only going to get $7.50 out of 17.
Yeah.
That's where I knew that other one was $9.50.
Yep.
So when I unsigned this one, I knew there was a hidden tip there.
Yep. Yep.
And that little $9.50 ended up being $12.50. I was ready. By the time I went back, they had the food ready. I took that one. I got $12.50 on 7 miles.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I there are times that if I get a stacked order, depending on the payout, I'll hit that question mark like I showed you guys, and I'll say, all right, let me do some math, because it used to show me, like if I had a stack, it would tell me, okay, you're going to Applebee's, this one's $6, and then the other one, then you do, okay, it's whatever. But like if one of the orders is no tip or it's really bad, I don't assign it because I don't want to spend time on an order that's so small, and I'll just keep the one at face value and just do that. So.
And here, kind of like like y'all, I mean, I don't do no McDonald's because I cooked ever since that new COVID rabbit came out or whatever.
Yeah.
They closed all the McDonald's lobbies.
Yeah.
I have 3 of them right here in my zone.
Mm-hmm.
And they closed all 3 of them.
Wow.
So I don't do McDonald's. I quit doing Burger King. It's right by my house. I quit doing there because they can close whenever they want to.
Yeah.
I'll do Arby's because Arby's is open till 8 o'clock at night. I'll do Wendy's near my house because their lobby's open till 8. And like tonight, I just did 2 Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in and out in 5 to 10 minutes. And I got $17.
Mm.
So, you know, I do Del Taco. They're open to 1 a.m. That's a drive-through. It don't usually take that long to get through.
Mm-hmm.
I literally had, this is no lie, I literally went through, I had 1 order for Uber Eats. You know, before I got to the window, I had 2 orders for Uber Eats. That was like almost $20.
Mm.
I didn't want to fill, there was 2 cars behind me, so I went around because as I was pulling out, I got an order for DoorDash.
Mm-hmm.
As I was going around, I hit a second order for DoorDash. It's $3 big pay. It ended up being almost $45 for them 2 orders.
Wow.
And literally all of them were 3 to 5 minutes away. So I said, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, 25 minutes, like $45.
Wow. Wow. And then you said that was Wendy's, right?
No, that was Del Taco.
Oh, Del Taco. Okay. We used to have Del Taco in St. Louis, but they took them away. I used to eat there when I was younger, man. I used to go to Del Taco like 2 in the morning, hand them like $10, and they give me like 50 tacos. Those are the good old days, man.
Yeah, dude. I ordered one of big tostadas. My wife ordered some kind of nacho thing. We ordered 4 tacos and 2 cheese.
Huh?
It was like $7.
Yeah. They took them away, man. I used to like those back in the day, but I wouldn't eat it now because I don't eat meat currently. But like I remember Del Taco was really good, man. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the call. I wasn't gonna take it. I'm glad I did. You got anything else you want to talk about before I let you go?
Yeah, I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
Do you have a problem with people stealing orders?
Like Dasher stealing orders or?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? I don't see it, but this is I'll tell you what I know about it because I've asked certain merchants because there are in my local wing stop and there's a China King and one other place I can't remember right now. But before I can leave, they have me confirm the order and show them the map. And the other day I asked them, I was like, hey, do you guys have a lot of people that, Dash is taking food or whatever? And they said, yeah, that's why we have you guys do that. And I don't think it happens often, but I think what people do is they get an order, and they see the name on the order. They accept it. They see the name. It says Pedro Wingstop, and they see it's a 20-piece wing. And they get there. They unassign it, but they know the name. So they walk in. They say, hey, I got an order for Pedro. They hand them the bag, and the order's been unassigned, so DoorDash doesn't really care. And the customer never gets the food, so they got to redo it. So Wingstop has to redo the order, so now they're out that money. And then the customer has to wait longer, and then you got this Dasher sitting in a car eating a 20-piece wing from Wingstop. So I definitely think it happens. I wonder how often.
Well, I've been doing this for about 2 months now.
Uh-huh.
And I did not run into it at the beginning, but I know last week, I don't know if you have this Carrabba's Italian Grill where you live.
Correct. We have one, but it's not in the zone that I work in, but I do know the merchant, yes.
All right. Well, I went there. They closed at 10 o'clock. I got the order at like 9:58. And I literally got there at like 10:04.
Mm.
And I'm walking up to the door. The manager walks outside. He's like, are you here for Drew C? I was like, yeah. He was like, you're the 5th person in an hour to show up for that order.
Wow.
He said, I walked up here. I said, I got Drew C. This guy says, yeah, it's fine. He grabbed the order, walked out, and stole it. Now, if it was a Dash or not, I do not know.
Yeah.
I called you. Okay. I just went in and got rid of the order. The next day, I called Uber Eats. I told him what happened. I thought it was really funny that the 4 other people never called support to get this order canceled.
Yeah.
First of all.
Yeah. But some people will just cancel it on their own. I've done that. I've had it a couple times where I've had a merchant tell me, yeah, you're the 3rd or 4th person. I don't know what's going on. Somebody already picked it up. And sometimes it could be a glitch, but sometimes it could be people taking orders, stealing them. I think it's a combination of both, possibly. But there are times if it's really busy, I won't call support. I'll just unassign it myself because I don't want the hassle, or I'll call if I have the time because I know I'll get half pay. But I'll only do that if the order is like a good size. But it depends. I think it's a combination of it being glitchy and the algorithm sends it to too many people and too many people accept it, and a combination of people just stealing food.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I was like, went to a merchant and I walked in and they were like, somebody's already picked that order up. I'm like,
yeah.
How can they pick it up?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's no Charlie's the other day. I hate Popeyes. I tried Popeyes one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I said drive through. I got me an order. They stacked it at same Popeyes.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I've got another order. This is the name. The girl goes, the person behind you has it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, no, I just got this order.
Mm.
Just because they said they got a DoorDash order and I got a DoorDash order does not mean they have the same one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she refused to even look at the name and told me that the person behind me had it. So I went and it's $5 for like 1 mile. So I was going to go through the, because I parked. I asked the lady behind me, I said, do you have this order? She said, no, I got one for somebody else. I said, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really going to drive back through for $5 just to prove this girl she was wrong.
Yeah.
She needs to learn and listen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But by the time I got over there was like 4 of the cars, so I just set aside and went on.
Yeah.
With that being said, I just want to say one thing real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a little taco place down here by the house, Lost Tacos.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, with Uber Eats ordered Carrabba's, when I asked them if they were going to try to track down the person that may have taken the order, they act like they didn't care. If those were getting food, somebody stole the food, they did not care.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, Los Tacos, this little taco place right here, I don't know if they're nationwide or nothing, but right here in Georgia, they're right here. I filled up at the racetrack. Los Tacos is literally across the street. I just do a U-turn and go to it. I turned on the DoorDash. I got the order. So I took it. Before I could do a U-turn, they stacked the order.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay. So I go in. I told them I had 2 orders, this and this. And the lady says, well, that order's already been picked up. I said, how can it be picked up? So by now, I'm getting fishy on all these orders that's already been picked up. So I messaged the girl.
Mm-hmm.
I said, did your order get picked up? She said, yes, my order was picked up, and then they canceled it.
Mm.
So I thought it was still at the store.
Yeah.
I said, no, you said it's already been picked up. She said, well, the woman stole my food.
Mm.
So I was really on the phone with DoorDash, and DoorDash says, and I'm talking to him, I'm like, look, this lady needs to get her food. I said, if she does not get her food, she's not going to order again.
Right.
So DoorDash was like, well, we'll just cancel the order and she can order it again. I'm like, no, that's not. If you cancel her order because one of our dashers stole it, then she's not going to order again.
Right.
She's never going to order from DoorDash again because the food was stolen.
Mm.
So I literally went in. I said, look, let me see if it's going to refix it. So I walked in, and they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. See if they're going to recook it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do I got to tell you this? I mean,
I think support, when we call them, they're reading off the script. I think these support agents are working for DoorDash, but also other companies. So when that call comes in, they're just opening up that book and their level of care is going to be very low, unfortunately. And I do think, there are some customers they're going to game the system. Not a lot, very small amount. They'll game the system and say, I didn't get my order, redo it. Even when the Dasher delivered it, you know, those customers that say, I never got it, and then DoorDash delivers it again, and they get 2 for the price of 1. Like, we're going to definitely see that kind of craziness. You know what I'm saying? It makes our job a lot harder than it needs to, which is just ridiculous to me. But
and I tell them, I said, look, I said, I understand DoorDash is paying y'all to do this, but you know what? If you don't have no Dashers out here, because you don't have no customers, you're not going to have a spot. Yeah. You know? And you need to be thinking about stuff like this instead of me having to think about what I'm going to do for my customer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%. Yep.
And, you know, he put me on hold for a minute and he got back. I said, what did you figure out? They said, well, we called that person that unassigned the order and they hung up on me. Literally, they hung up on me. I said, okay, so what are y'all going to do about that? Y'all just going to let it go? And he was like, well, we're going to try to call them back. Yeah. If we don't get a proper response, we may deactivate their account.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they should, but they probably won't.
Yeah, I said, you may deactivate their account. They literally got caught stealing people's food. And you may deactivate their account.
Yeah, they want, you know, I think sometimes they want the crappy customers because they're just dealing with, they just want revenue and like, all right, this customer will maybe sometimes get us, but they're still paying us. It's just a crappy way of doing business, but that's DoorDash sometimes, you know, like they just want as many orders as possible. They just hit 2 billion orders, I think last week or last month. Like they just want quantity, and quality is not in their business model, unfortunately. And that trickles down to us, and we have to deal with the baloney sometimes. But you know, I think the good seasoned veterans, you know, we can figure out like what merchants not to go to eventually, put them on our blacklist, and just say, I'm not going to deal with that. What neighborhoods maybe not to deliver to, what time of the day not to do it, and that can help a little bit. But we're still going to run into these customers that just don't care, or the merchants that don't care. Support agent that doesn't care. You know, I called support a couple times and I can tell they're working out of their home, which is fine. But I hear like kids in the background and I hear like roosters in the background, like they're somewhere in another country and their care level isn't going to be what our care level is, because we're out here trying to grind and care about the customers. And they're just like, I'm reading off a book or I'm reading off a laptop script, and their care level, man, it's just not going to be what we're used to, and it's not going to be what we want to give our customers at all.
Yeah, and I just want to say, in finishing, when I first started this, I went straight to YouTube to see, you know, what's the best way to do this, what's the best way to do that, how to do this, how to do that.
Yeah.
Your video was the first one I looked at, and I watched every video that you put up since then. It's helped me out tremendously.
Oh, thanks, man. That makes me very happy to hear. I do feel like I am helping some people, and I'm very humbled, and I'm glad. You know, I know my videos can be different from time to time, but I do want to help people. And since day one, that was my theme with this channel. I want to help people because I learned from other people on YouTube. So I wanted to do the same thing because I know there's always new people coming on YouTube to try to learn. Or even if it's not about learning, it's like, okay, this is a community that we have, right? We can at least relate to one another. We can help each other out, and you guys help me. And I'm very honored that you said that, and that means a lot to me, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I think my wife kind of was like, sometimes at night she'll go out with me.
Yeah.
And I'll get the 650 stacked order. I'll be like, hey, Pedro said there's head tips in these 650. I'll take it. I don't care if it's a 650 for 9 miles.
Yeah.
I've been getting 1250 tips.
Yeah.
And every time they might be 650. Oh, and one thing I did want to say, I didn't see you get down real quick.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to get the miles to money thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If it says, well, I've noticed here, I don't know about where you're at, but if it says 9 miles for $7, you have to think about where you're at on the road.
Yes.
Okay, because I'll notice that I'll say 9 miles for $7, but then when I got to the merchant, it was from where I was at.
Yeah.
So literally, once I got there, it was only like 3.8 miles.
Yeah. When those orders come in, it's always where the GPS is pinging your current location. So if it says 9 miles and the restaurant's 4 miles away, you're going to get there. You're only going to have 5 more miles. And, I'll do those, like, depending on time of day. And if it leaves me in a desirable position to get another order really quick, like if I drop it off to that customer and there's other restaurants around me, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take something like that as long as it meets my criteria and if there's a hidden tip, great. If there isn't, on face value, it's still good, But yeah, the miles to money, don't be afraid to drive too sometimes. Like, I think some of us get caught up. Everything's got to be $2 or $3 or this or that. Like, sometimes you got to be willing to just make that dollar, rather than sitting in your car waiting for the perfect one. Go out there and make what you can sometimes. I believe that I've had to adapt myself a little bit in the last month and a half, and it's helped me, So, hey, I appreciate the call. I'm glad I took it. I hope I see you on this channel again. Sounds like you're a loyal subscriber, and tell your wife I said hello, and I hope you have a great week coming up, my friend.
Thank you, Pedro.
Thank you, man. Last call tonight. I know I said that earlier, but listen, you guys are fantastic. Sorry about the beginning part that we had the audio issues. You guys are great, man. This community humbles me in more ways than I can tell you guys. It's awesome. I can't wait to, we're going to do this gig conference. I give you guys videos every day. I'm going to continue to do that. We're also going to do this gig conference in probably 11 months or so. I'm super looking forward to that. That's going to be a fun time. I'm going to plan some entertainment, some games. There's going to be giveaways, all that stuff. And for the 100 people that are still in here, thank you. We will be having, I'm going to share with you guys something right now. Anybody that watches a replay, you're going to get this information as well. The trajectory of this channel, I'm going to be hitting 10. I should hit 10,000 subscribers in about a month from now. So that's the pace that the channel's growing. Okay. I thought it'd be November or December. It's probably going to be sooner. It's going to be September, maybe October. Okay. At the latest. When I hit 10K, I'm going to be doing a crazy giveaway for my subscribers. More info to come on that. Okay, it's going to be really, really, really good, really fun, very unique. I got merchandise coming out with shirts and things that are going to say positive vibes or bet on you, Kobe shirts. I'm going to have some interesting things coming out. I'm going to be giving away a lot of t-shirts. It's very humbling. I'm glad I'm humbled to be one of the people within this community that can help people. Not everybody likes my videos, but that's okay. Either way, I know I'm helping a lot more people than I'm not, and I'm very humbled for that. Thank you guys. All the super chats, I think I thanked each of you guys individually. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I have a video probably coming out at 10 p.m. tomorrow. Usually they come out at 4 or 10. Tomorrow's will probably drop at about 10 p.m., so look for that. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the way out. You guys are fantastic. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for the support, and I hope you guys have a great week coming up. Bye.